The fifth installment of the history of manga will discuss a magazine. It is Weekly Shonen Jump, without which manga would not have prospered since the 1980s. Yes, many of the manga and anime that are loved around the world today are serialized from Weekly Shonen Jump. This section explains how Weekly Shonen Jump has been able to hold so many talented manga artists and manga. Weekly Shonen Jump is a boys' magazine launched by Shueisha in 1968. At that time, there were 3 weekly manga magazines: Magazine, Champion, and Sunday. Jump was a latecomer to the market. Jump was unable to obtain serialization from famous manga artists at the time. Therefore, Jump focused its efforts on discovering talented new manga artists. This spirit continues even today, when the company has the highest circulation. The Tezuka Award for newcomers in story manga and the Akatsuka Award for newcomers in gag manga are held as a gateway to success for manga artists. Most of the manga artists who have been serialized in Jump have won some kind of award from these prizes. It was in the 1980s that Jump took a giant leap forward. This was due to the discovery of a manga artist. That manga artist was Akira Toriyama. His debut work, Dr. Slump, was a huge hit, and the anime was also a huge success. The success of Dr. Slump became a model route for subsequent Jump manga to be animated. Incidentally, Toriyama serialized Dragon Ball in a follow-up work, which became a bigger hit than Dr. Slump. Dragon Ball has become an anime that is loved not only in Japan but also around the world today. The manga that came out of this 80s period are still famous today, including Captain Tsubasa, Kinnikuman, and Fist of the North Star. The 90s saw the serialization of Slam Dunk, Dragon Ball, Rurouni Kenshin, and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. In 1995, it sold an astounding 6.53 million copies. And, as is still the case today, manga that are able to continue to be serialized to some extent have a wide opening to be animated. Here is an explanation of how Jump manga is created. Manga is not created by manga artists alone. There is another creator. It is the editor. Jump is a magazine with particularly strong ties between editors and manga artists. Weekly Shonen Magazine has 3 editors assigned to one manga artist, while Weekly Shonen Sunday has less editorial and manga artist involvement. In Jump, 1 editor is assigned to each manga artist. Manga artists meet with the editor from the idea stage, and cannot start work until the editor gives his or her approval. Compared to other magazines, Jump places great importance on surveys. These questionnaires are postcards that are included in the magazine, and readers fill them out and send them to Shueisha, indicating which manga they found interesting in that week's Jump. Regardless of the past performance of the manga artists, based on the results of this survey, unpopular serials were mercilessly terminated. Nishimura, who was editor-in-chief of the magazine, is said to have said, "All manga except for the most unpopular ones are subject to censorship." Jump is notorious for discontinuing unpopular works very quickly. Therefore, a new serial manga must be constructed with a storyline that can be discontinued in about 20 weeks. Based on the results of the survey, the editor will then work with the manga artists to determine the future course of story development. This is what is called leveraging. The editors analyze the questionnaires, consider how to develop the manga in the future to restore its popularity, and make suggestions to the manga artists. Of course, there are many opinions that manga artists do not agree with, and it is not uncommon for them to have major conflicts with the editors. The hugely popular manga Dragon Ball was not a very popular manga during its early serialization. Torishima, the editor in charge at the time, made a suggestion to the creator, Toriyama. It would be better to set Goku growing up and becoming stronger and stronger. Thus, Goku became stronger and stronger by defeating powerful rivals, and then another powerful rival would appear, the prototype of the storyline typical of Jump battle manga. Conversely, as the popularity of a series increases, the series often continues for a long time despite the manga artist's wishes. A good example is Dragon Ball, where the author, Akira Toriyama, wanted to quit the series. However, the end of the highly popular Dragon Ball series had a major impact on Weekly Shonen Jump sales. Not only that, but Dragon Ball had a huge impact on a wide range of areas, including animation and toys, and could no longer be simply ended based on personal opinion. The inflation of Goku's strength in Dragon Ball is thought to have been greatly influenced by this forced continuation of the long-running serialization. This forced demand for continued serialization is also one of the factors that made manga artists leave Jump. Kazuhiko Inoue, the author of Slam Dunk, refused to continue the serialization of Slam Dunk, resulting in the termination of his contract with Shueisha and a different serialization with Kodansha. Jump is a magazine where every manga artist longs to have a series of works, and there is no end to the number of newcomers who bring in their own manga. It is a well-known story that Hachi Nishiyama, the creator of Attack on Titan, first submitted his original idea for Attack on Titan to Jump and was rejected. Recognizing the shining talent of the new manga artists, the editor becomes the editor in charge of the manga artist and assigns him various suggestions and tasks until his debut. Once the manga artist is accepted for publication in Jump, he or she is signed to an exclusive contract with Shueisha. During the term of the contract, instead of receiving a contract fee and a manuscript fee, manga artists are prohibited from publishing their manga in other companies and from contacting other companies in anticipation of the post-contract period. The editor-in-chief of Jump admitted after leaving the company that this was an extremely favorable contract to Shueisha. For this reason, Shueisha often advertised that Jump was the only place to read the teacher's manga in Weekly Shonen Jump. Weekly Shonen Jump's target audience is boys and men between the ages of 10 and 18. In fact, most of the readers of Jump are between the ages of 10 and 15, which is slightly younger than those of Magazine and Sunday. Jump's concept for the magazine is friendship, effort, and victory, and many battle and sports manga are related to this concept. Dragon Ball and Captain Tsubasa are typical examples. Captain Tsubasa has been animated around the world, and many top professional soccer players have professed to have been greatly influenced by the manga in their childhood. Jump also put a lot of effort into gag manga, and Sexy Commando Club Gaiden, Shugyo, Masaru-san, serialized in 1995, is known as the gag manga that changed the direction of subsequent gag manga. I will discuss gag manga in the next issue. As someone who spent my school years in the 90s, it is no exaggeration to say that I grew up with Jump. And I remember when I used to go to the bookstore every Tuesday to buy Weekly Shonen Jump starting when I was about 10 years old. I used to buy Jump until I graduated from college. However, perhaps because I became a working adult and lost the heart of a child, I am no longer moved by reading Jump today. Weekly Shonen Jump is credited with significantly increasing Japan's manga population. It is thanks to Jump that manga and anime are popular around the world today. Even today, Jump is still at the top of manga magazines, and such works as Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, and others are very popular in Japan. Weekly Shonen Jump will continue to capture the hearts of boys and create a new world of manga and anime. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to our channel and click the like button.